New spaces of the city are no longer composed of buildings and facades. Transformed data is streaming through space, forming global connections. The city is the whole world, and all cities are one city. A coherent network of worldwide exchange is maintained by the inhabitants of this multi-locality centre. Means of communication are minimised. Clothing is smart, warm, light, luminous and safe. Activities are so highly refined and so widely dispersed that the notion of a static dwelling no longer exists. The entire city is in motion. Organisation of time and space is no longer an issue. Urban organisation is timing and spacing in itself.
As I briefly glanced up from my work to look at my surroundings, a city was passing by. I was not surprised and said hello, knowing all the citizens instinctively. A little motor started, an urban machine, and some of the facades began to open up, just as the inhabitants which they protected. We handed out snacks and instant software and exchanged our cards, for I was a city myself. At least I felt temporarily assimilated and related. The very special thing about that moment was the increase in variations of motion and mobility. True linearity had been proven impossible, and interpretations of movement were spreading, even traversing different times. Evolution itself was pleasantly surprised by the emergence of self-developing processes. Buildings had become very, very light. They were amazing envelopes and skins in functional layers, like multi-fit clothing, a suit for many people. Connections to the ground, services and foundations consisted of clip-on locks. Building regulation consultants were developing new sensoric tools and synchronizing models for tectonic migration. The free agglomeration of buildings was designed as a self-organizing swarm, producing a gentle movement that almost entirely surrounded our house. It was a very stimulating landscape, colourful, artificial and resounding. The city is continually reacting to achieve its new choreography, adapting to current shifts in major constellations. Supply and demand, social events and climatic conditions produce ever new arrangements of varying density. When I returned again to my shimmering communal screen, the current work had been significantly advanced and processed by remote collaboration. Advancement is transportation, and through the influence of our work, single tracking progress had turned into a meandering stroll.
Urban Program is a software and the only ever-present monument of the mobile city, an ongoing sequential interaction of freewheeling spaces. The urban planning image becomes a planning movie. A prior planning tool is provided by competition of non-linear activities and ideas, a peaceful experiment of unexpected efficiency. Urban space is in continuous transformation, thus generating alertness and attentiveness to the present situation at any given time. At their own speed, spatial constellations are adapted to an optimum computed by sensoric information. Ebb and flow, tight and loose, up and down. The city is communicative and inviting. Its inhabitants find their ways by global positioning system. History becomes fluid production of identity instead of a mere aging process. The mobile city is navigating through all spaces of time, unpredictably but continuously. Its formations are islands and cascades in the mainstream, producing an ever-changing skyline.